Hello student, myself Antara Ghoshal, Assistant Professor of ECE Department of Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. This is my lecture series on RF and Microwave Engineering and the course code is EC701. My contact number and email ID is given. If you have any query, then you can send me mail or contact me. Now this is the course name, that is course name is RF and Microwave Engineering and the course code is EC701. The total lectures of this course are 34. There are some course objectives for this course. The course objectives are distinguish the RF and microwave spectrum, planar transmission lines and high frequency circuit elements. Second one is determine the microwave passive components and scattering matrix representation. Illustrate the microwave tubes, semiconductor, microwave devices. Justify the microwave application and typical microwave test bench. There are some course outcomes that the students will be able, after completion of this course, they will be able to understand the microwave frequency range and their application. They will be able to develop fundamental understanding of the two-port RF network and matching techniques. Also, they will be able to learn the scattering matrix for microwave passive components. They will be able to understand the microwave tubes and devices along with their fundamental principle of operation and learn the microwave measurement techniques. All these are the course outcome of this course. Now, today's topic is under Module 1. Under Module 1, there are different topics which includes first introduction RF and microwave spectrum, typical application of RF and microwave in radar and missile, and the safety consideration of RF and microwave. Next is microwave waveguide and waveguide resonator rectangular waveguide, design consideration, TE and TM mode and TE10 mode analysis, cutoff frequency, propagation constant, intrinsic wave impedance, phase and group velocity, power transmission attenuation, which I have discussed in previous lecture that what is microwave waveguide, what is the types of microwave waveguide, what is the different mode, that is TE, TM mode and also TEM mode. After that TE10 mode, about TE10 mode which I have discussed in previous lecture. Now today we will discuss about waveguide current and mode excitation. Now we have discussed about what is TM mode and TE mode. Here we have considered for a rectangular waveguide, considered a rectangular waveguide, and for that TE and TM mode are considered. Now for either TM or TE mode, the surface current density, that is K, on the walls of the waveguide, which may be found using that K equal to A in unit vector into H, that is magnetic field. Now where this K that K, that AN, that is the unit outward normal to the wall, and H is the field intensity which evaluated on the wall, and the current flow on the guide walls for TE10 mode propagation can be found using the previous equation which I have discussed in previous lectures. The result is shown in this figure, and the surface charge density, that is rho s. Rho s equal to unit vector a n dot d vector, and that d equal to epsilon e, that is the surface charge density rho s on the wall, where E is the electric field. After that, we can write D equal to epsilon E, that is AN into N dot epsilon E. E is the electric field intensity evaluated on the guide wall. Now, and here in this figure, the surface current on guide walls for TE10 mode is shown, and normally, a waveguide is usually fed or excited by a coaxial line or another waveguide. Now, most of often a probe or a central conductor of a coaxial line, which is used to establish the field intensities of the desired mode, and which achieve a maximum power transfer. By that process, we achieve a maximum power transfer. The probe is located so as to produce electric and magnetic fields that are roughly parallel to the lines of E and H. Now, H that E is the field, and H also H field, that parallel to the line of E and H field of the desired mode. Now, to excite, if we want to excite that TE10 mode, then for example, if we know the previous equations, then from that we can say that EY has a maximum value when that x equal to a by 2. At that point, we can say that Ey has a maximum value. If we consider the previous equations of Ey for TE10 mode, then we can see that the value of Ey has maximum its maximum amplitude at x equal to, when x equal to a by 2. Now, hence the probe will be located at x equal to a by 2 for to excite the TE10 mode, which is shown in this uh, figure, where the electric field lines are that electric, not electric, but the field lines are similar to those of already we have discussed in previous lecture, where the fields are shown, which is similar to this this picture, this figure field pattern is similar to that figure. Okay, now similarly, if we want to excite the TM11 mode, then also that is launched by placing the probe along the z direction as shown in this figure. Here for on X line the probe was set and excited on X line. Here, if we consider the TM11 mode, then the probe is located at Z direction along with the Z direction. This is the waveguide and current, and that was the waveguide current that K, and this is the mode excitation, which I have discussed in this lecture. Now, in next lecture, we will discuss about circular waveguide. What is circular waveguide? What are the different parameters? Like previous lectures of rectangular waveguide, and that's all for today. Thank you. And if you have any query, then you can mail me or contact me for any clarification. Thank you.